Oh my goodness, we're back. We're back recording. And I wanted to share with you, I don't even know who's listening to this, to be honest. But I just wanted to share that I think we're so quick to look at a finished product, but we often don't talk about what it takes to actually launch something this massive. So I want to just pretty much shout out anybody that has a podcast, that has been building that has really kind of launched a vision and a dream, because I think that we can see a finished product and think, oh, wow, like, okay, they did this. But in reality, I think we often skip really honoring the sacredness of a process. And so I just want to come on here today and share how difficult it actually is to hold a vision and something like this. It's been a very kind of, it's been a journey of contraction and expansion. And I also want to deeply shout out the people that are in the background working with me, like Renee and Garrett and, Regina and Isabella, all an incredible team that is behind this project. It's not easy working with me, but also just, I think partly is where we don't honor the process of working in something like this. I think that it's difficult. It's difficult, one, to even think that in times like this is what's needed. I'm actually heading into 10 days of silence tomorrow, and we'll come out. Well, and we're about to do an episode on that and what that feels like. But I just want to share that. And in that 10 days of silence, I'm actually hoping to attune to what the world actually needs. I've been in this dance of like, is this really what the world needs? Do I need to be putting my voice out there? Do we need more noise? And the tremendous noise that is in this moment happening, like, is it even relevant? And I keep getting the signs of like, the reason you're doing this is not because you're adding more noise, but because you're bringing different perspectives. My hopes is to continue bringing different perspectives so we can actually, we're in a very polarized reality in this moment where there's only two ways and we're not looking at a third way. And perhaps like whether we can actually invite a third way into the conversation. So my hopes is that in these conversations, we can bring unity, and we can bring, maybe it is not about unity. Maybe it's accepting that we're here in a polarized world, but that we can really bring forth a compassion and acceptance and understanding into the conversation. And really, ultimately, all there is hopefully more love after you feel your sadness, your grief, and your anger. So I just wanted to say, this journey of creating this podcast hasn't been easy. And perhaps, we're in conversation of transforming it, not into a podcast, but perhaps as more of a documentary, whatever it wants to be. But I think, we're so afraid to build and create our dreams and our visions because of having to sustain them. And I can tell you it isn't easy. And so my respects to those who are building their dreams, who are walking their talk, who are creating their visions and really working for what they see in the world. Because in this dance of contraction and expansion, of wanting to have this out there but not really knowing, and the mind can really play a lot of noise, and the mind can really actually say a lot of, why this isn't important and try to get you out of what you're wanting to do. And so, simply just to say that, like, if you have a vision and you've been wanting to create it, whether it's a book, whether it's this, whether it's a movement, a method, a class, whether you just want to step into being an energy worker or whatever it is just know that, even though the journey might not be easy or simple, that it only just takes doing the first step. And it is in the journey that you'll face a lot of your fears and a lot of your mind of why you don't want to do this or why it's not important for you to do this. And it is also, I think these times are going to actually question a lot of us. Like, why are you doing this? It's going to be a question, and all you have to do is lean in. I think so. One thing I learned from Saw and Nathan yesterday, which was so beautiful, is like the micro judgments that are also coming from the outside world. They're coming mainly from you in your questioning. I mean, I can speak for myself. A lot of my own questioning comes along in this process. And so just honoring yourself and honoring the steps that you're taking. The creative process is one where you're actually really having to face yourself and face your doubts and face your fears. But in last month, I was doing something I was dancing for 10 days. And in those 10 days, what I realized is like, there's nothing greater than the creative path to access source, God, universe, whatever you want to call it, nature, earth. If you want to access that energy, be creative and share your creativity and express yourself, whether that's through song or movement or dance or writing or playing an instrument, making a flower bouquet. There's nothing greater than the act of creativity to access source, God, universe, whatever you want to call it, fill in the blank. And I think that I will put myself, I get caught in what other people will think, what other people will say. But in reality, actually, it's like an acceptance of if I continue to take every step into that creative act, into publishing, into writing, then, I'm not really doing this for anybody else, but also just to connect to bigger parts of myself. And by connecting to bigger parts of myself, I'm connecting to you, one another. Again, that creative energy, that creator that is around us. So I just wanted to share that this has been a dance. It continues to be a dance. I don't know if this is what I will do. I have this thing where I start things and I never finish them. So my hopes is that I continue leaning in to what this wants to be, what this wants to create, that I'm not just doing this for myself, that I'm doing this for you, that I'm doing this for the world, that I'm doing this to connect. I want people to continue learning and growing and expanding and really stepping into higher versions of themselves by learning more about themselves through other people, through other stories. This is a platform not only of healing, but of storytelling. It's a platform where I get to learn more about myself and I get to learn more about you. It's where we come together to connect, to grow. And I just wanted to share it. It hasn't been easy, but I love a good challenge, and I will continue to challenge myself to continue growing because that's what we're here to do, just to learn more about ourselves, to choose a path of growth and to continue challenging and stepping into what we're afraid to do, because through that fear is where we actually access higher points of ourselves and each other. It is in the challenging parts, it's in that fear that I get to know more of myself. And by doing so, I expand for better versions of me. And therefore, I can actually access and support those around me to get to know themselves better and grow and keep expanding. And therefore, we're actually attuning to the different levels of community. And through that community, we can actually expand ourselves and keep growing and just moving forward towards inner peace, towards inner guidance, towards that connectivity, human connection, empathically, compassion, and really supporting one another to access the different layers of ourselves. So just keep going, keep building, keep doing, keep creating. And it doesn't have to look any other way than the way that you want it to look. I think the biggest thing is not to put so much pressure on ourselves, but just have fun with it, be expressive, and really have a lot of compassion towards you in the journey that you're on. And therefore have compassion towards somebody else in the journey that they're on, and therefore have compassion towards the world in the journey that they're on. And know that however and whatever that journey that you're on is looking like is exactly as it's supposed to, because that is your journey. Do not be afraid of pursuing your passion and your dreams, because that's what we're here to do. And don't let anybody tell you what your passion and dreams need to look like, because you get to expand and create the most important thing is to step over the fear and let go of the fear of creativity in order to create that world that you've always envisioned. Because if you step into that creative act, then we're able to actually connect into the world that we were always willing and wanting to do. And that creativity, that creative act connects us deeper and deeper into layers of consciousness that are around us and that are available to us. So it's in the touch of a button. It's like if you can actually surrender into that, you're able to let go and connect to that which is within us. And I think that we are at a time where we're letting go of looking up to somebody else, and that in doing that, we're going to be able to turn that into ourselves, and we're actually going to be able to look up towards ourselves and therefore access levels of freedom that are available to us. So this is an invitation to step into your creative act, to connect to your creativity, to open and expand into the possibility that you've always wanted to, and to not be afraid. This was an episode basically on saying that this hasn't been easy. It might look easy, but it's not. And this is the challenge that I'm putting myself into stepping into. So my invitation to you is step into that creative act that you've always wanted for yourself. Paint the painting, sing the song, write the book, whatever it is, whatever it looks like, do it. And don't be afraid. Just set yourself some time and just do it. Film the documentary and just do it. So I hope that this is a little seed of inspiration for you in what you're wanting to do and what you're wanting to create. And may your vision for that happen and expand into all the beautiful parts of who you are. And I would love to see what you create with this.